wish I could say good morning, but this is bad news. So this area that was completely dried out, it's been raining all day yesterday and through the night, and it is wet again. So where we thought the leak was just from the water softener, no, it's coming in through the main line area or something. So bad news. Maybe the gutters are too full of leaves. They don't have that cap on them. That was one of the things in our inspector report they needed to be fixed. But you can see all the water running over the top of the gutters there. And this area is right where, above where the water problem is. So maybe it's soaking too much. I think I'm gonna clean those leaves up. Second bad news of the day is there's no water in the house. I don't know if the well pump's not working or what, but it's out here in this creepy garagey room thing that I really don't want to go in. Because there's something still living out here, and there's lots of dark spots. I don't know. I don't even know what I could discover about the well pump. Oh, there is a breaker over there. Maybe it's popped. I think I'm gonna get a flashlight and come back. I didn't just get a flashlight. I got the 13-year-old strapping young man. So at least I have a witness if I scream like a little girl because something jumps out at me. I want to go over to that power panel on that wall over there. Over there. Is there anything in here? Anything back there? Yeah, I hate junk and stuff and mass. Does it look, oh, one's going a different way than the rest. Okay, I gotta get over there. Step over this stuff.
It's master.
Don't do that to me. Oh my gosh. Ah! That was so soft. Oh my gosh, that was not hard floor. Ooh, okay, can you shine it on the panel? So, which way is on? To the left, right? Because that one's different than the rest. Outer shop, inner, main. I don't know. I think to the right is usually on. I've got to consult something. But there is a nest up there. And old wasp nest. Ugh, I'm out of here. So the well pump and reservoir are over here, and it happens to be directly under a leak in the ceiling. I'm wondering if that's causing an electrical problem or something. I'm gonna come around the side. Ooh, more stuff. Stuff. Okay, that cord goes to that. There's extra stuff in the corner. There's a little box there. Here, let me see, there's like a gauge down there. I don't know. Found a bunch of bulbs in the yard. That's something cool. So these would be some sort of flower in the spring. Okay, I'm gonna try flipping it. See if it makes a difference. And go look at the all kinds of nails standing up out here. I don't want to step on. Look at the well gauge and see if it's going up. It was reading 30. And kind of cleared some of the junk out of here. Let's see. Oh, still holding at 30. I don't hear anything happening. there was what we thought was like a little squirrel hole out here that Rick suspected maybe going down and letting the water in by the well, but this is more substantial than a squirrel hole, to give you a perspective with the shovel. So I'm going to pack that in with mud and see if that helps at all. Either way, I don't need this giant hole here for something that's living in it, maybe. So the guys are out here for the pump, and they are just in awe at the mess of the wiring in here. And these were all like hot wires touching, well, there was the bird nest up there, hot wires just, and they couldn't believe that the place hadn't burned down. And so it's a wiring problem, and so they're stripping out this wire, and just to get me working in the interim until we can really do some electrical stuff, they're gonna try and wire me up to the well. We have water again, thanks to the father and son team at Tompkins Pump Service. No thanks to the wiring here. So we have this main pole wire or breaker that should be 2, but it goes both to the garage and the house in that one. This one here is the one that was popped this morning. That one only goes to the well. Well, somewhere underground, they tried digging it up here for a bit, weren't going to dig all the way across. The wire broke, and so there was a hot wire underground, and this was all puddles this morning. So instead of digging up the whole thing, they just wanted to get us with water again. So in here, the wiring is just an absolute mess. So over here, you remember the nest on top of the breaker box. That wire sticking out right there was sticking right into the nest, and it's a hot wire, and the breaker was on. All over the place are cut wires that are hot wires, and there was one that was run over here. It looks like there's another one there, but it was touching the ply wall back there, was a 50 amp, and that was a hot wire. The guy was just amazed. Rip was his name. He couldn't believe that this place hadn't burned down. So what they did is they took that 50 amp wire and they used that to run the well pump temporarily. So they spliced it here. His son was great, a young guy, probably 20 or something, apprenticing with him. And they spliced it to this wire that they had and ran it across and back over here to the well pump. So we had power again, and they actually put on a new gauge down here. I don't know, sensor gauge, whatever, and got that going. They tested the holding tank, and it was good-ish. So what's going on over here, which I didn't realize, is all of this was used to heat the well pump to keep it from freezing. So this is a electric heater, and then they had 2 of these, which I thought were for raising chicks, heat lamps. They had all that pointing over into this corner, and this L-shaped box would have been leaned up against that to keep the heat in. So that was the jerry rig heat situation over there. And of course they turned off the electricity to all of these live wires that are separate so that we could be safe. And they explained that the leak in the ceiling is because that's where they would have come through the roof in order to service the well pump. He said that typically your well house is only about 4 feet tall because they have their trucks that come in from over to work on them, and this is kind of a hard situation to work on it if they were to have to pull it up and all of that. But the guy got soaking wet. It was freezing cold. It is a chilly day, so it took me a good 2 cups of hot tea after they left to get warmed back up. I was chilled to the bone, and they were super fair on their price. I've got his card so that if, you know, when we get into this, Rick's going to have to rewire everything and figure all this out so we can get some sort of heat in here and do it safely. But But I've got his card so that we can contact him for future issues, because I felt like they were very fair, and I was pleased with their etiquette and everything else. So onward and upward. With the well issue taking up the more than half of the day, it's already after 3 o'clock, and so it kind of threw a monkey wrench in my plans of what I wanted to get done today. So this is actually the master walk-in closet, and I feel like this is a small enough project to tackle and get it done today, because just in a couple hours my kids are going to start asking for dinner. So I've never had a walk-in closet before, so this is really exciting that there's going to be all this space, and I just need to prep this room for painting. And because it's a closet, I'm not too worried about little things like going around and fixing spots with spackle and all that. Like up here, I don't even think it has proper texture on the wall. I'm just going to take out the shelves, leave the brackets, tape around them, take off the outlet covers, and I do need to paint around this window. And there's like spider webs and stuff, so I'm gonna clean up really quickly and get this room prepped, and I hope to be able to paint it all today. I do not know what the deal is with the ladybugs in this house, but they're everywhere, and I just took out this outlet cover and you can see there's ladybugs all in here dead. I am not familiar with this problem. And it's real classy. They spray painted these outlet covers. Why replace them? You can paint them. Some of the trim around this window has never been painted, and some looks like it's the original oak. So for trim, I had picked up the Sherwin-Williams paint, and this one actually is guaranteed, like seriously guaranteed one coverage or one coat coverage, because I had told the guy at the paint counter that I didn't want to be doing 2 layers of paint, and all through this house there's like areas where they've started to paint over previous paint, and so there's just all these different tones, and I don't want to do multiple layers. So I got this paint, and if I feel like that their guarantee is probably pretty good, because if anything happens, I can bring it back. So they must be pretty confident that it'll really work. So I'm gonna get started on the trim before I get going to the walls. Darn you, ladybug, and my fresh paint. With the popcorn ceiling, you can't really get a good tape off on it. So you basically just have to cut it in before you can roll the room. So that is my tedious job of the moment. Rollers are always so much more fun, so I actually have a helper for this one. And you can see this overspray on the back of the door from the previous paint job. I don't think we're keeping, well, we're not keeping the door. I don't know what we're doing with the trim yet, so we're just doing the walls for right now. A whole family affair. I can say that I am quite pleased with how the master closet turned out. So we got all of our painting done and the shelves put back in, and it's not perfect or amazing, but it looks neat and clean and consistent. And yes, I know it needs the baseboard still, but I like the windowsill white and the gray, and now I can finally get something organized and put away. I was gonna go absolutely batty if I couldn't start unpacking some boxes and put stuff away, and I don't wanna unpack and then have to take something down again in order to work on the house. So this is one thing, and I can get organizing this, and I'm happy for that. It already is a late night though, so I'm gonna try and get this uploaded for you guys and get some rest. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to keep following our progress on the house.